So we're going to talk fuel and overtime, but to really put it in some context, here it is. This is where he was running before we saw the overtimes, and you see the big trend up. 5 overtimes gets him from right around 15th, finally all the way to the front.
Yeah, in one of those situations, I think just attrition. Guys that ended up wrecking because they ran out of fuel or just being aggressive, and then guys that had to come get fuel. We saw the 2 kind of dominant cars come to pit road in the last stop.
Everyone's scratching their head because we had the fuel window. We'll call it 80 laps. We know with yellows you save gas. We know all of these things, but Joey Logano ended up going 110 laps. You worked with him. What makes Joey so good at this?
Well, he's mentally just thoroughly engaged to it. He understands the whole, from lap 1, when we pace laps, he's on fuel strategy and fuel save. He's there, he's involved in it. We had 110 laps, but 47 of them were cautions, and he does a phenomenal job of using very little fuel under caution.
I love some evidence. So we dug in, we found some evidence. Lap 221 was the last time on pit road, 2 tires full of gas. This is lap 230. It looks boring. The most important thing is listen in to exactly the 22, right? He's on the gas here, heading down the backstretch. You're gonna see the yellow lights flash, and then you're gonna hear the engine disappear.
Yeah. There, it's gone. And listen how little it fires back up in the rest of this lap. I think we'll total this up at less than 4 seconds.
So he shut it off on the backstretch. We're now all the way off turn 2. And like you mentioned, you're going to hear it run a couple more times, but we're basically going to complete an entire lap here with, I'm going to say, a few ounces of fuel burned, if that.
If you look at this and the number of cautions we had, you do this at the right time, there's a lap every time a caution comes out that you don't burn any fuel. And then this strategy that you hear him shut it off, turn it back on, he will keep this going all the way until they're getting to turn 3 to scrub the tires off, come and take the green.
Well, they do a nice job of saving that gas. They did a nice job of filling it up. Even on 2 tires, it sometimes can go sideways and you can not get it full. But then in the end, you still have to kind of find your way to the front, right? So for Joey Logano, I think the big break for him was when the 5 ended up running out of gas. So when we look at this restart right here, he's about row 3. The 5 isn't going to go. This is going to stack the 8 up. That's going to wreck. Why that matters is because under the next caution, which comes out right away, now the front 2 cars, the 19 and the 11, come to pit road. Next thing you know, Joe Logano's the leader.
Yeah, the 19 ran out of fuel, and the 11, I think, was starting to stumble, so he came and got it as well. That sets Joey Logano controlling the race, got the 14 car right there behind him.
Now you have to win the race. Defensive driving, no surprise.
Joey's going to wash up and take the air away from him.
This is great because we can also see the pipes down at the rocker panel. You can see when Reddick gets out of the gas.
Couple of burps there. You see the...
Right there.
Yep.
So you see right there, they're already back in the gas because they're on corner exit. So when you see that blue fire, that tells me that Reddick is at least back to part throttle. He's out of the gas enough that the car backfires.
Yep, definitely. One of those situations where he's just trying to pedal it around up there. I thought Joey had him here, but Zane Smith does a really good job of giving him a push and a bunch of momentum in here into turn 3.
In my opinion, it's right here. 1 and 2 is one thing he kind of had a look to the outside, but now he had a second chance down in 3 and 4. You mentioned Zane Smith, the car behind Reddick, giving him a huge push. It's easy to say he should have turned to the bottom now. He would probably tell you that himself, but I was a little surprised he tried the outside again.
Yeah, I'm surprised too, because I think the outside is the easiest place for the leader to defend. Just continue to wash up until you get him up in the gray. And that's what Joey does here, as he should. He's trying to go get a W.